Lori Suggs.
And I'm Robin Cook, and welcome to another episode of Mirror Mirror.
Let's talk about hair removal.
I think that's a great
that
idea.
Okay.
I do. And I know you've got a great topic with laser hair removal.
I do. You know, we've done a lot of laser hair removal at Cosmetic Laser Center for 24 years. And at Tangles, you guys do...
We do waxing and sugaring for hair removal.
Okay.
And then there's other ways to remove hair, and this is during your haircut service.
Okay.
We can remove some hair there to create beautiful texture.
Okay. Sometimes hair removal is just about time.
And convenience.
Convenience.
Absolutely, it is.
A lot of times laser hair removal we can do in 3, 5, 6, 7 treatments, and then you don't have to shave anymore.
And
Or
I love
pluck
that.
or wax or whatever.
It's fantastic.
But there's so many areas that we really cannot remove hair with laser hair removal, and a lot of times that's where you guys fit in.
Where we do brow shaping.
Perfect.
You know, the brows, we do sugaring. Now, I do know that with laser hair removal, because I've had it done and I really love it, that you don't want to do the sugaring or the waxing if you're doing laser hair removal, especially like on your upper lip or jawline, because it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, so
you need to shave it.
So let's talk about why.
Yeah,
So
that's
laser hair
right.
removal works by disabling the hair down deep in the follicle, and if the hair's not there, it just doesn't see it to disable it. And so it's important that we talk about really who is a candidate for hair removal. Somebody with darker pigmented hair and lighter skin. That's because the laser actually sees the color in the hair, and that's what it's attracted to. That's how it works. And so if you have light skin, light hair, then it just doesn't treat anything. So that's the other thing that's super important to know is, it's really, really great to do waxing or tweezing or sugaring if you have white, light, or gray
light or
hair.
light hair,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, that little light peach
Yes.
fuzz. You can do dermaplaning as well. That's another
Yes.
treatment that's great for that little peach fuzz. Hair grows in cycles. We like to say 3 cycles, and we can only treat hair in the growing phase. So hair removal is one of those things that you have to do numerous times because we can only treat hair in that growing phase. So each time that you treat, you only treat the hairs in that growing phase. So in a perfect situation, it takes, say, 3, 4, 5 treatments. Sometimes it takes more. And that's where it's super important to have great technology and a great technician that's super educated on treating hair in these cycles. And one thing I can tell you is that in hair removal in Wichita Falls, we've done thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of these treatments. Callie, our laser hair removal professional, is licensed with the state and has an enormous amount of experience. She actually is a trainer for other manufacturers. She goes in and trains other offices. Yeah, so
and she's very knowledgeable.
And she's very knowledgeable, and you're going to be in good hands if you come to the Laser Center. That's for sure.
I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I know we've talked about the hair on the head, and it has a cycle. So it's a 7-year cycle, and every hair on your head is growing at a different rate for 7 years.
Right.
That is just blows my mind. But I know the body is a little different.
It is completely different. Yeah.
The hair and the growth cycle is different on the body.
Yeah.
But talking about the hair on your head and the growth, and when you have thicker hair, or when you want to have a different look, when you have that thick hair, you want to have a different look. Texturing and texturizing is one of the best ways to go about getting that.
We know that I have enough hair for 3 people. Or 5 people. We talk about that. But I know when you cut my hair, you texturize or go in and take a lot of that bulk out. So
yes.
Why do you do that? What is the reasoning for that?
I think there's several reasons. I'm going to start with number 1.
Okay.
Somebody that has maybe coarse, curly hair.
Okay.
That just when it's dry, it becomes a bush. Like, they're walking around with lots and lots of hair. So when we take hair away, we're just doing weight removal.
Okay. Weight removal. Okay.
Weight remover. So we make the hair skinny.
Okay.
So instead of it being out here, we just want to bring it in and make it skinny.
Okay.
So you have a better shape.
Okay.
There's another reason would be to diffuse it. I talked a little bit about even picking up a piece of color and diffusing the ends. You just want to go in and diffuse the ends of the hair so it melts and it's seamless.
Okay.
And then the other thing is when I'm cutting someone's hair like yours, we want to have length without volume.
Bulk.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like I'm the one that has that. I always say Texas bar hair. You
really don't, but it can't. Hair it just grows out, And then you've got places where you need to have weight,
Right.
but you don't want to have it fat.
Right.
I call it fat hair.
Fat hair,
So you
well.
go in and I go in and deep point cut with a regular shear.
Okay.
So like on your hair, because you have naturally curly hair,
Thick, coarse.
thick and coarse, I'm not going to use a thinning shear. I'm not that classic thinning shear.
Okay.
It just makes the issue worse.
This
If I-
explains exactly why a professional needs to do this.
It
This is
does.
not something you YouTube people.
You know,
this
there's
is something.
really,
Yeah.
there's
really.
lots of different tools. I mean, there's thinning shears that have the teeth close together, and then the teeth start getting further apart. When we do that, most of the time we shy away from just pulling out a classic thinning shear.
Right.
If you have a tendency to have frizzy, fuzzy hair, if it's coarse in texture, and you go in with a thinning shear, you're going to create more frizz than you actually need.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you don't need frizz. So, and that kind of removal does not work well. So really we go in with our blunt shear and take out hair on coarse textured
Well, I
hair.
think I told you early on that when I go to a new hairdresser years and years and years ago, the first thing that they would want to do, since I have enough hair for 3 people, is take those scissors that have, you know, they want to go chop up down through there to take all this volume out.
Right.
And it
there
actually
are other ways.
And it actually makes it poofier because
Yes.
these little tiny short hairs just frizz
Right.
and go crazy. So
on
yeah, I mean,
curly
yeah.
hair, it is one of those
Yeah.
things. It needs to have a blunt edge to it so that you don't get that tapered end that just frizzes out
Right.
because
Which
it just goes bananas.
which is absolutely what
And
mine
there's
does.
different types of thinning shears. And I know that if you know, we were talking earlier about YouTube. You could go on YouTube and look at different ways to thin your hair or cut your hair. I would leave it to a professional because the tools that we use,
Right.
we know what they're for, how to use them,
Right.
and why we want to use them.
Sure.
And it all has to do with hair texture and hair density. And it's not to say that somebody with finer hair texture can't have some kind of hair removal in their haircut to create texture.
Okay.
And that's one of the things we use it for, is to create beautiful texture in the hair.
Well, I think with laser hair removal, it's a subject or a topic or a treatment that most everybody is interested in. So it's something that, you know, from teenagers that don't want to shave or wax or whatever, all the way up to older women that have these little, what I call witchy hairs. So everybody is interested in hair removal, and you know, I think the thing that people shy away from is cost, and now it's actually gotten to where it's affordable, and pain, and the old rubber band snap that people used to talk about hair removal and the way it hurt. It's none of that's anymore. So our new laser is called in motion technology, so that you continuously move the laser head over the area, so there's not that pain of that pop, pop, pop that used to happen with laser hair removal. So those are the 2 big pushbacks, but it has to be light skin or lighter skin and darker hair for hair removal to work.
And I
with
think
the
that's
laser.
awesome. I think that's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I've had success, you know, and I have to say I just started doing my underarms.
Okay.
I had one treatment
It's crazy, isn't
and
it?
it's like there's no hair. I've had very little growth, and I'm like, whoop.
Yeah, it is. It
I'm
is
kinda
crazy.
liking it.
It is crazy. You know, from men that shave and they get that folliculitis.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so we do that a lot too. So men may not want all of the hair gone, but they can do 1 or 2 or 3 treatments, and it just thins it out, and they make it so that when the hair grows back and they shave, they don't get so much breakout. So there's hair removal kind of applies all over the board.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
I
Do a
love
lot
that.
of it. Yeah.
I love it, and I'm glad that I did start later. You know, this last year, so undoubtedly I have the new laser.
Yes.
Because there is no pain.
Yeah, there's no pain. Yeah,
You
so
just,
it's
you
fun.
know, occasionally there's a little zip, and you go, oh,
Yeah.
what was that?
Got a little-
Oh.
I got a little
but
zing.
but it's
Overall.
not, overall nothing,
Yeah.
really.
So we cannot laser hair removal the eyebrows. So we really rely on you guys to do
Right,
that for us.
to do the brow shaping and the
yeah.
waxing.
Well,
or
and you were saying
sugaring.
earlier that the nose,
Oh
inside
yes,
the nose.
that's
was
one of the
such a-
big thing for us is, waxing the inside of the nose.
And I think Trish said for men, you were like, no, there's a lot of women.
It's
that does-
everybody,
Yeah.
across the board, everybody.
Yeah. I know we
does
have a lot of
that.
requests for men on the inside of the ears, but a lot of times that's not possible as
Right.
well.
So we can do waxing, sugaring inside the ears,
Yeah.
in the nose, brows, lip, it really all over the body.
Yeah,
You
so-
can do all over.
So boy, can we make your morning routine or your evening routine quicker, right?
Absolutely.
And boy, do we have solutions.
We do. We have
And
all the
girls
solutions.
like solutions.
Yes.
Well, I mean, so do guys, but girls like solutions.
Yes. Make our life easier. That's for
Right,
sure.
that's for sure. I'm Lori Suggs.
And I'm Robin Cook. If you have questions about today's topic, please leave a comment. We would love to hear from you.
And please subscribe to our channel by clicking the link below. And we'll see you next week on more Mirror Mirror.